I'm going to walk you through how to use the Excel document to complete your Game of Life TGA. So for this TGA, we're going to go through the slides, and I'll show you how to fill in the Excel document that's provided with it. And this TGA is all about you making choices on what you want to do in the future, or what you think would be a good idea to do, and how those choices would hurt you or impact you um, in the game of life. To get yours on dual screen like this, to have the slides on one side and the worksheet on the other, all you need to do is go to your what with the document, and then you click on the top of it and hold and drag it to the side, and it will snap. And if I and then on the other side, you'll pick the document that you want. So there you go. And so you can see both the slides and the worksheet at the same time. All right, so let's go through the worksheet. So we're doing 6 months of this. So month 1. First, you're going to choose which career path that you want. Do you want to be a doctor, a construction worker, chef, or content creator? And then you'll go to the Excel document, and in the you'll click the drop down and choose which you want to be. So let's say we're going to be a chef. You can pick whichever one you want. And then you see that chef shows up in column C, row 4. All right, so I'm just going to tap down to the next, or use my arrow key and go to the next cell and go to the next slide. All right, so on type your answer in the cell on column C, row 5. All right, so what does gross salary mean? So you're going to click into the blue cell and type your answer for gross salary. So it means before taxes. All right, and then you're going to use the drop downs to fill in your yearly salary. So you're going to click the drop down, and the yearly salary of a chef is $49,387, but you'll click whichever one you picked for your career, and then you have to double click into the drop down, and you'll pick your monthly gross salary, which is $4,115 for a chef. All right, then we go to the next slide. So we're going to type the definition in the cell in column C, row 8, and then use the drop down on row 9. So what does net salary mean? All right, so the definition of net salary is after taxes. And then what is our monthly income? It is $3,394. So after taxes, that's how much you take home each month. All right, let's go to the next slide. We're going to choose a place to live. So you have 4 options. You can choose a 1-bedroom apartment that you're renting. You can choose a 2-bedroom apartment that you're renting, a house that you own, or a fixer-upper house that you own. So I am going to choose the 1-bedroom apartment that I'm renting, and I'll go to my drop downs, and I will put that in, and then the next drop down says what's the housing payment, and I'll add that. So on this slide, month one payments are due. What's really cool about the Excel version of this assignment is that you don't have to do any of the math. The Excel document will do it all for you as long as you only type in or use the drop downs. If you change something else, then the sheet will mess up. But as long as you are following exactly what the instructions say, it will be totally fine. So you can see at the end of the month, um, we always have a monthly house or monthly living cost of food, electricity, gas, phone, internet, household supplies of $1,000 a month. And so we can see at the end of this month, I have $1,294 left. So then I'm going to go to month two. And so it's payday, yay! So you're getting paid. And for the Excel document, you don't have to do anything. It's already programmed in there to do it for you. So you can see that that's how much you had left over at the end of last month. And then your monthly pay gets added together. And right now you have $4,688. So then you'll go and do the next slide. So do you have student loan payments? Well, if you're a doctor, you do, and if you're a chef, you do. So since I said chef, then I would say yes. If you said, if you chose the careers of construction worker or of content creator, then you would say no. So then how much do I owe? Well, the chef owes $318. If you said content creator or construction worker, you would pick 0 here. Now, the next thing, you have to decide whether you want to get health insurance or not. So it's a choice, yes or no. If you are a doctor, construction worker, or a chef, your health insurance is going to get subsidized through your company that you work for. So it's going to be a lesser amount. So it's going to be $250 a month. If you are a content creator, you have to pay it out of your own pocket, and it's going to be $380 a month. So click the drop down. Do you want health insurance? Yes or no? I'll say yes. And then the amount that you want, that amount that it costs. Then you'll go and month two payments are due. Same as last time. You don't have to do anything. It does the math for you. And you can see that you have $2,020 left over at the end of this month. So now we'll go to month three. All right, it's payday again. Your amount from the month two payments gets added to your paycheck. And then at the start of month two, you have that amount of money in row 33. So your rent's increasing if you rent a home. So since I do rent a home, I'm going to say that I rent, and it already puts in my monthly housing cost, and I'm going to say it goes up by $200. If you own, then you would say $0 here. So now we can see my new housing cost is $1,300 a month. And now I'm going to choose an action card. These action cards are going to be something special that's happening. It could be either a good or bad outcome. So choose an action card, whichever one you want to do, and then you'll put in the results of your action card. So I said green, so I rent, and I don't owe anything for my leaky roof. So I would put in $0 here. Or I rent, so I don't owe anything, and I would put $0. So for this assignment, you're going to just go through each of these actions, each of these cells and the slides and do what it is saying. So I'm not going to go through the rest of it with you on this video, but you can do it on your own. I believe in you, and all you have to do is follow exactly what the directions say. The directions will tell you where the drop downs are, what rows to do something in, and you just do whatever it is telling you to do. And on this row, it tells you if you don't do anything to the cell in row C, or if you do need to do a drop down, and what it is that you need to do. At the end, you'll see if you in row 102 how much you have at the end of the experiment, and whether you owe negative or whether you have a positive. How much do you have left at end of month 6 is also in row 104, and then you'll type in answers in 105 and 106 to answer these two questions. So what did you learn about money and adult life from this activity, and what choices would you have made differently if you could have? Why? If none, why? And so you'll type answers in these boxes, and they need to be complete answers, and fully reflect on your experiences with this assignment. Then you'll save the assignment. So you can click the Save button or go to File and then save a copy or save as and save it in a specific folder. And you'll upload this to the assignment spot. And this is what I will be grading for this assignment. Is if you completed this correctly, and your reflection here at the bottom. So that's what's going to be graded for this. If you have questions, you can reach out to me, and in live class on November 10th, we'll be going over completing this as well. So that is this Game of Life TGA. Hopefully you have fun while you're completing it, making decisions for your future, and then submit it, and hopefully everything is good. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.